Hello, beautiful people. So, in this video, we're talking about hair and the spiritual benefits of hair. But before that, I would like to mention that we are very happy to announce we have opened a Discord server where we can share. You can share your thoughts about spirituality if you want to know things than other people who who are knowledgeable in that things could share your knowledge about that. So it's free for everyone. Okay, so let's start about hair. Right. So first of all, we have to know that we are all energies, aren't we all? We are all energies vibrating at a certain frequency. And like I've said in my dimension videos, our hair acts as an antenna. So the old radio we used to have, it's the same antenna. So we are all energy vibrating at a certain frequency. Now what does this have to do with the hair? So before that, we have to understand why. So God or divine or whatever you want to put a name onto it, it's all same. God is a frequency, and since we are all energies, our goal or purpose in life is to tune into that frequency and what we call as liberation, whatever. So if I tell you, I'll give you an example, right? If I tell you that there's a Beatles song playing all over around you, then you'd be like, oh, this guy's mad. I cannot hear it. Just because you cannot hear it does not mean it's not playing over here. But if I tune it into the frequency from a radio, if I tune it into the frequency 98.5 megahertz, to which the radio tower has been sending the signal of Beatles song, then you could hear it, yeah? Love, love me do, I love you. And wherever you go, wherever you go into the forest, wherever the signal is traced from the radio, then you can play it. Just because you cannot hear does not mean it does not exist, right? Just because you hear you cannot see does not mean it does not exist. It exists. Same as the divine. The divine is all over us. Divine, devil, God, whatever you want to call it, it's here. All we have to do is tune into that frequency. So think of us as a radio. But just because hair is acting as an antenna and your body is a radio does not mean you can. First of all, you have to identify in which frequency the God is vibrating in, and it differs to all the people. It differs to the radio too. You have to work on your sadhana. You have to have your practices. You have to be sincere on it, and then only the antennas will come handy. And about fashion, I don't even want to talk about it. Suppose what happens if I color my hair red here, orange, if I have this style and this. I don't want to talk it. I don't know. Do whatever you want in terms of fashion and all. We're talking about spirituality here, right? Okay, so now we've understood our hair acts as an antenna, and why, right? Because we have to tune into the God's frequency. And you see, the longer the antenna, the better the signal is, right? If you have a radio and you have a short antenna, you could hear a little bit, but if you elongate, then you could hear more clearly, precisely. But a radio having a long antenna, but it does not have a battery, means nothing. So please work on your spiritual practices too. Growing out your hair does not always directly mean that, I grow my hair out to my chest, to my nipples, and then I'm gonna be this spiritual. No, you still have to work on your sadhanas and other practices too. You see, think of hair as an electromagnetic wire. The wires, the more they're coiled up, the more energy it can produce and store, right? So think of it like that. The more the turns of the wire, the more the energy field of the wire or the electromagnetic force increases. So that is why in spiritual practices you can see Akoris, Nagasadhus, they have this long hair, dreadlocks especially, and people these days, without knowing, they just dreadlock their hair whatever numbers they want to. There's a specific numbers of dreadlocks which you should be having. Why? Because our hair has this skull has this different pressure points, and when you lock your hair and put that pressure on it, it activates, and you can connect to the source, like the wires I said, it activates your radio, and you can connect to the frequency of the source more fast. So the numbers of, according to what I know, the numbers of dreadlocks which you can have is 5, 11, 13, 26, 28, 36, 50 and 82. But still, if you have a guru, do consult with him. And about fashion, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, right? So about hair, right? As the disorder, another thing, it's a different topic. As the disorder comes outside, the order becomes on the inside. There's a paradox in life that nothing really changes. It's already balanced. And as I go within, as this goes out, think of this hair as a tree. Someone says this is a dead thing. If this was a dead thing, then how would it grow? Why would it rise up to the sun when the sun comes, right? When I would go to not only your head's hair, but your hand's hair too, right? It reacts to the energies, right? When you go to the old TV CRTs, your hair stands up. Why? If it was dead, why would it stand up? It's a part of your nervous system, right? So what was I talking about? Yes, the trees. So hair is like the trees, and the paradox of disorder, that nothing really changes. As you go within, as it grows out, just like the tree. Carl Jung said it the best. He said that it is said that no tree can reach to heaven until its roots reach down below to the hell. It's that. So everything is a balance, and that balance is already maintained. We can talk about that in a different video. Now let's talk about history about hair. Men used to have this beautiful long hair back then. In times of war, Genghis Khan and the kings, they knew, especially they were very aware about the magic of hair. So what they used to do, that when they used to go to war, they used to shave off their opponent's head completely. And when you shave off your head, you lose your sense of perspective, and you have to rely on perception, right? You have to rely on other people's perception. That's why, and then that is why it's called, I'm not being bad, but it's called slave's hairstyle. So that is why, you see, I'm not being racist here again. That's why one white male would command 10, 20 big Africans. Why? Because they have completely lost their perspective. I mean, Africans, they are huge, and they used to have locks. Now they've shaved their head, and they have lost perspective. Now they're starting to realize and growing out your hair, right? So hair is very magical. That is why when you grow out your hair, you become really aware. And a lot of things about in history too. Short hair were invented by the Romans, in war, so that they could recognize their friend. But you see, if you see Native Americans, they were very good at tracking people, because of their hair. Yes, personally too, I went on a hike. We were lost completely, and it was getting dark. I'm not saying that but somehow I know that this helped me, right? Somehow this helped me. My hair helped me. So yep, there's a lot. If you can see history of hair in wars and all and everything. So when people, because hair was shaved off, that is why they lost their perception. That's why they lost their perception. So due to the fear of shame, like we were on a war and you lost it, and I would cut off your hair, and then that was for humiliation. And so that is why that I don't want to be humiliated. If I win or lose, I'm going to shave off my head and then go to the war. That is what I know, that soldiers now, that's why they have short hair. and it becomes a little difficult to take care of your hair too, right? So these are the histories. I do have a lot of things to talk about. Maybe we can do on the Discord, right? About hair. Now, the another thing is that about hair is that it's how you take care of it. See, hair holds memories. That's why that's why you see when a person, they are in love, 10 years, 15 years relationship, and they break up, they shave off their head and then they feel light. But when you shave off your head for 3-4 days, the person who's had a long hair, they completely get mad. They will completely lose their perspective. And just because you have, just because you want to lose your memory, or I get it. I get the fact, okay, you had a 10 years or long relationship, and then you want to shave off your head, cut the parts of you sometimes to get over it. But what I know is that if you erase yourself, those memories of the past, then you cease to exist. You're just a completely different person. Why not face it? Yeah, sometimes it's okay to let go, but why not even face it? Okay, you have a 15 years relationship, and then it had to end. Then accept it. Right? Accept it from the win the inner was. Because your hair is so important. I'm telling you, hair is very important. It's very important. And you might be like, now what about the monks? Monks shave their head. I was going there to it, right? So according to what I know, might not be the honest thing, but according to what I know, Buddha himself had a very long hair. And he used to tie a bun here. Before that, I'll tell you this. So the hairstyle which I usually do is split it from the between, so that the energy I get is dispersed into the both side. But if I have to store my energy and still receive at the same time, I would make a bun out here. And then if I go out in the public, right, then I would protect my head. I would wear this, and I would completely maybe braid my hair, and then or I would completely cover up my hair. In different cultures, religion, you can see that they cover up their hair. It's because they know it's an energy. It receives energy. It holds memories. And this is not for fashion that I wear in my videos. It's because I'm covering up this. You might be like, oh, what's gonna happen when people are gonna watch you from the video? You'll know that just from a single picture what people can do to you if you don't know how to protect yourself. Am I talking about black magic voodoo? Maybe, but I don't want to talk about it. And you see, your hair holds your DNA. If I take the single strand of my hair and then give it to the scientist, tell me my ancestor, where I was from, my DNA, my blood, everything, just from a single strand of hair. And you think this is a dead thing. Rethinking again, reconsider it again. So yeah, about how should you style your hair. And then you can also know that when you're stressed out and when you massage your head, you feel you feel very relaxed, very calming. And when you take a shower, you wash your hair, you feel relaxed instantly. There are so many magical things I wish I could tell you, but the video will be very long. At the end, what I would like to say is that follow your spiritual practices. Whether you grow out your hair or not does not matter, but it does play a significant role in your spiritual journey. It does, really. I've been there. I'm talking through experience, not some. So yeah, but more than taking care of your hair and then I'll just grow out my hair and will not meditate, will not do my sadhanas, pranayams, then let it be. Right? You're buying a costly radio with a long antenna but no battery inside. It's not gonna work. You have to know which frequency the cord is vibrating. You have to tune to it. It is just your helper. It is just your friend. Take care of it. Right? protect your energy, cover it up. So this is about hair. If I have more to say about hair, then we can talk into our Discord server, right? Very happy to announce that. And yeah, this is all about hair, guys. I hope you have a good time and grow out your hair, guys, girls. Right? Just because you have a problem does not mean you need to cut off your hair. Face it. Be a warrior, like you're meant to be. And take care of your mental health. See you in a different video. Next video. Bye bye.